Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is an AMX 13F3 AM, the Tier 6 French SPG, and we're on the northeast spawn of El Halluf, and it's being commanded by Filipino. Yep, it doesn't exactly, well, it spells the name Filipino, and he has actually got a mark of excellence on his barrel, so he must be quite a good player. And battle is about to commence. Now, what can we say about the AMX 13F3? Well, it's built on the hull of an AMX 13 tank. It's quite fast, it's very nippy, 155mm howitzer. The stock gun makes it a lot faster because it's a much lighter gun, but the top gun is actually more accurate. And I find it's actually slightly easier to handle. It can do a lot of damage with that 155mm, and the French actually did make these Artys and sold them worldwide. Okay, now he's looking for targets and he's looking in the dip. Southeast corner of the map. And that AMX CLC has gone down already before he even gets a chance to fire. But he switches using right hand mouse button. I'd like to see that because it shows he's an accomplished player. And he's flicked over to Heavy Alley. This is an encounter battle. And he's looking to try and hit something that turns up on that, that sort of like west corner of that rise. Now, the first tank that's been spotted is an M8A1 tank destroyer. It's a tier 4 tank destroyer, and he's turned up on the corner and he's been wiped out. He was taken out by the Cromwell. And this T-3485M, that's tier 6, rounds out. And he hits the Largo. I think he splashed the Largo. But he's repositioning because he's in actually a fairly obvious position there. And his reload's underway. Almost completed. Now, one of his teammates has turned blue. I think he must have done some team damage there. T-3485 again. He's dialing in the aim. It's a looks there. He could do an awful lot of damage to that tier 4 light. Rounds out. Oh, direct hit. 192 hit points. He certainly did do a lot of damage to it. And he's pulling back just a little. Just needs to reposition a little bit. Okay, AT2 facing off against one of his teammates in the Largo. Almost loaded. That round came in from the Griller, from his teammate. Going after the AT2. Oh, the T-3485 collided with the AT2. He's gone for the T-3485. It's a lighter armoured tank. The AT2 is much more heavily armoured at the front. But in actual fact, it's actually facing away from us. He's actually turning his rear to us because he's worried about the Cromwell. Now, will Filipino be able to reload? Oh, he's going for the KV2. I think he's going to pull forward. Now, he's lost sight of him temporarily. The Cromwell will see him, but I think that KV2 is reloaded and just about ready to shoot him. He'll pop around that corner and try to derp the Cromwell. Yep, there he is. Rounds out. Oh, right into his rear. Unfortunately, he does derp the Cromwell, but he got a good hit there on the KV2. 272 hit points of stun assist, as well as the 235 of actual damage. And unfortunately, we lose the Largo. The Largo was taken out by the enemy AMX 13F3. Now the KV2's coming up onto that rise, perfectly positioned, rounds out, and it lands near where the KV2 should have been. I think he did splash him. Okay, he's repositioned. The Griller's down into the town. And he's the first one who's actually going to meet the KV2 when he comes around that corner. We haven't spotted him yet. the T80 that's sitting in that little pass in grid square D7 should be able to spot them. But unfortunately, they've got their hands full with the KV-1S. So I'm not sure they're actually going to see it until the KV-2 turns up round the corner and the Gorilla sees him. Now he's marking where he thinks their enemy is. There's a Panzer 3J. There's the KV-2. Oh, they're in the dip. Now this is interesting. They can be seen in there, and so he's going to put a round in, I think, to try and splash them as they pop out. They're firing in the dip. There's the T-34-85. He's stopped to fire, rounds out, and he splashes him for 54. Now he's going to try and help put a round into that KV-1S. I hope he doesn't attack the 3601. He's on their side, but, well, no, he's turned blue, so he's done some team damage. But I think he's he may have been banned because he's stationary, in which case he's acting as a lookout for his team. So there's no point in killing him. He's actually serving a useful purpose at the moment. Right, it's going to try a shot on the KV-1S. Dialed in, rounds out. No, went over the top. Somebody's capping. Now, the one thing about the AMX 13 F3 that he might have to try is he might have to go mobile. He might have to actually go out and find the enemy to kill them. There's the AT2. The Gorilla has seen him. And the Gorilla has been taken out. Rounds out on the AT2 and he's gone. 215 hit points. That was a good strike, but we've now got problems because that Su-76 might have seen him. He's lined up on the AMX, the Su-76. He's gone to battle assistant. He is reloading. There's only one person in the cap. It's an encounter battle. It'll take them a long time, over 3 minutes to cap out. Okay, he needs to get that shot into the Su-76 and rounds out, and he kills him. 141. It went right into his rear, took him out, saved the T-80. Right, that was his third kill. I think somebody's going to have to go down to the cap and reset. Right, the KV-2 made a fatal error, and that's a kill shot. 111 hit points. His fatal error was to try and creep up that hill slowly. He was probably worried about the T-80, but doing what he did actually made himself open target for Filipino's shot. Now, the Panzersetzverletter 4B has moved down to that cliff edge. He's an Arty. He shouldn't really be doing that, but that particular Arty, otherwise known as the Cricket or Grasshopper, could actually use his 10.5 centimeter gun to take out that KV-1S. Now, Filipino's going to go for the reset. He's got a fast moving Arty. He can get down there quickly. So the one thing about the AMX 13 F3, it is quite fast. Now you can't see them from up there. He's probably going to have to go in and actually get the reset. Oh, he's got a reset! 78 hit points. He fired a round in. He guessed where the enemy might be, but he's got a reset. That means 78 capture points stopped. That means he's actually ended up with a Defender Medal for certain. Even if they lose this battle, he is going to end up with a higher score because he ended up with a battle honour. Okay, there's the KV-1S. He can take him out from here. Line him up. They need to spot him again. They can't see him. The Panzer IIIJ is probably the one that's in the cap, I would think. Now, if we could only see the KV-1S, we could take him out. I don't think either of those tanks want to expose themselves. Okay, Seb's Follett is going to go to the edge and see if he can see anything. And the S-35CA, the bathtub, is going down. There's the shot. There's the shot. Take the shot. Round out. Kill shot. 180 hit points. That's his 5th kill. Gets one more. He gets a Top Gun. That was beautifully taken. He just needed his teammates to find out where that KV-1S was. He was already low on health. Now, can he get the kill on the Panzer IIIJ without killing himself in the process? Well, from there, he can't see it. That indicates to me that the enemy is just around that corner. But he could try a round in there and see if he can splash. No, he's going to drive in and derp the guy right in the face. I'd be very tempted to do that myself because it's the last thing the enemy wants. 155mm, and he does it beautifully. Shotguns him right in the side, drives away. That's the one thing about this Arty, is speed, its ability to shotgun targets the way it does. There's one of the enemy Arty, an M41. He's trying to climb the hill. There's the other one, the AMX 13F3. Now he's almost reloaded, and they're both going to try a shot at each other, but the other one is moving. He's almost reloaded and rounds out. Oh no, the enemy hits him, but he does a kill shot. 270 hit points, wipes him out, 7 kills. He only needs to get one more. He took a big hit from the AMX 13F3, 111 hit points. It was a splash, it wasn't a direct hit. If it had been a direct hit, he would have been wiped out. Now, the only remaining enemy is the Panzer Selbstverletter 4B, or 4B. And so we know that that's called the Cricket or Grasshopper, depending on which book you believe. There he is. Okay, now the Cricket's got a 10.5cm howitzer, and Filipino's got 155, and he shotguns him in the side. 200 hit points. That's a Radley's, and wins the battle. Wow, that was pretty exciting. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Oh, it's an ace tanker for Filipino in the AMX 13F3 AM. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 22. He got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He picked up a Radley Walters medal for getting at least 8 kills. He got a Defender's medal when he reset the cap the first time. That was more than 70 capture points, or 70 defense points, you should say. And he got the high caliber. He dealt the most damage in the battle. And on top of that, he picks up a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in the battle. Now, let's have a look at the team scores. Well, 2,340 hit points, top of the table. He got 8 kills, that's top of the table again. And he got the highest base XP of 1,290, again, top of the table. He fired 15 rounds, got 10 direct hits, 10 penetration, 3 splash damage. Did damage of 2,340 hit points, of which 1,796 was at more than 300 meters. Obviously, the kill on the Panzer IIIJ and the kill on the AMX 13F3 and the Panzer Selbstverletter were a lot closer, so that makes up the difference. He received 1 hit as a result of splash damage from the enemy AMX 13F3, and he spotted 2 enemy vehicles. One was the Panzer Selbstverletter, the other was the AMX 13F3. He hit 10 of the enemy, but only killed 8 of them. but he did do stun assistance damage of 468 hit points off 5 stuns. And he actually did get 100 defense points because he did reset the cap more than once. And in fact, actually, the Panzer IIIJ was derped in the side while he was still in the cap. He received, on a premium account, 53,048 credits. And after repair and ammunition resupply and consumables, he had 25,712 credits left. He received 1,935 XP, and I'm afraid that's all he had at the end because there was no multipliers. But what a battle! Yes, well, this was a pretty good battle. It's not the best Arty battle I've ever seen. I've seen some pretty good ones in my time. I've seen Paul's medals. I've seen Kolobanovs by Artys fighting alone and actually fighting out a Kolobanov, not being gifted it by being the last man alive, but actually taking out all of the enemy tanks one by one until they were all dead. So this was a pretty good battle, and it was a pretty exciting one. In fact, actually, it's probably one of the most exciting AMX 13 F3 battles I've seen. Not the most exciting, because I do remember one battle where there were 9 kills in an AMX 13, but the difference in this battle was he actually went down into the cap, derped that Panzer IIIJ in the side, which took a lot of guts, but it's the sort of thing you should do in these circumstances, and then had to face taking out his opposite number at distance, and then going out hunting to try and find the last Arty. So that was a good end to the battle. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.